Hello everybody and welcome back. The second week reset has rolled around in Shadowlands and we're able to participate in Torghast once again and step into the tormented halls where we can do these puzzles over and over again and just keep clicking the tiles. Just keep clicking them, because if you click them enough, eventually they will solve and you'll be able to do it. Click enough and solve it. Would you look at that? I'm a genius. So let's just get right into it, guys. I want to talk about actually making the legendaries. Obviously, it's the second week around now, so we're actually able to get enough soul ash to be able to make these things. And I thought I'd make a video on talking about the brief things that you may need going ahead to create these legendaries. So the first thing I kind of wanted to talk about was professions. Obviously, there's many professions in the game: engineering, enchanting, blacksmithing, alchemy, inscription, jewel crafting, leatherworking. You get it. You get the picture. There's lots of them. Now, me personally, I wanted to go after the profession that would give me the armor that I could make for my class, right? So I want to be able to make armor for my own class. So I went ahead and I wanted to do something like leatherworking. Now, various ones give you different things, so just keep an eye out for it. It's on screen now. You know, if you are a mail or leather user, you want leatherworking. If you use plate, blacksmithing, that's for you, and cloth, tailorworking, obviously. Now, you don't have to. You know, you can buy these things from other people. Other people create them as well, but this is just my preference, as it were. I'm a shaman, so obviously I'm going for leatherworking right now, and that's sort of my go-to focus thing right now. So once you've chosen what it is you want to do, and you've decided, you know, how you're going to go ahead and achieve that, then the next thing you need to think about is actually acquiring the soul ash and Torghast itself. We're going to need to be facing off on 6 floors. Okay, so there's 2 wings. Okay, and within those wings there is many different layers, I guess. And you can do up to, I think, maybe 8 of these layers, but right now we've only got the first 3. So you need to make sure you're clearing through that. If you missed the one last week before the reset, then you'll have to do it this week, and then you'll be able to get your legendary next week. You know, it's going to take about 2 weeks of doing it to get enough soul ash to make the legendary right now. Once you've cleared through and fought all of these bosses and things like that in Torghast, and if you're having any problems in Torghast, you know, don't worry about it. Just make sure that you're going through every single layer and you're collecting all of the souls that will give you, you know, the buff that gives you, I think it's like an extra 1% strength and what have you, and on your primary stats, but you can stack these things up and it makes it just hell of a lot easier. So make sure you're clearing every single mob, you're getting all the phantasma for all the benefits. You know, if it's hard, just make sure you're clearing everything, because you want to make sure you're, you know, preparing the best that you can, you know, so it is what it is. So this week, or I should say last week, we were able to make up to about 810 soul ash or something like that, and you need 1,250 soul ash right now, as you can see. And so I've just been clearing through the second week's wings to get, as you know, get all the soul ash that I need to get ready for my legendary, and things like that. So that's what I'm doing right there. You can also see that I picked up a memory, and that sort of leads into the next thing that I want to talk about anyway. So the part 3 of this, I guess, is just talking about your legendary memories and how you're going to acquire them. So legendary memories and how are you going to get them? Well, to cut a long story short, there is a heck of a lot of ways that you can get them. There is a whole bunch in the game, and you can get them from anywhere from PvP vendors to the Stygia vendor down in the Moor, with the jailer and things like that. And there's, yeah, and I'm pretty sure you can get some in your class covenant, although I could be wrong about that, but the point is, there is loads of places to go to get your legendary. So here's what I advise. Go on WoWWiki, look up, you know, your class's legendaries, have a look at where they come from and where they might be, and so you can get a sort of grasp, an idea on what it is you need to do to acquire it. Myself, I got the Doomwind's legendary, which is the enhancement shaman legendary. I had to run Spires of Ascension for like 3 days straight until I was told that it's 100% drop rate on Mythic to get your legendary. So guys, just do the Mythic, because if that's true, I just totally wasted 3 days of my life. GG. GG boys. But yeah, so I ran that and I got my my Doom wins. And so yeah, just have a look what you need, plan it, go through it. And unfortunately, for those of you that your legendary might be in dungeons, or and certain dungeons might have better gear for you as well. Like there's always like a certain dungeon that you're going to need to just run over and over again, and you're going to need to get pretty comfortable with it. But then again, not all the legendaries come from dungeons, so just have a look on what it is you need and you want for your build, and go for it. There is meta on these sort of things, what's the best to use and things like that, but just go with what you think is more fun at the end of the day. I mean, unless you're the top 1%, and if you were the top 1%, then you'd already know what legendary you were going to run and what build you were going to run. But, yeah, just have fun with it. Have a look at what you need, and then go after it. So that's going to bring us basically into the fourth and last point on this, which is going to be the rune carver, the last sort of final things that we're going to need to make the actual legendary. There's a few things that I haven't talked about, and we'll sort of go over it in the end, and again, make sure we've got a good understanding of what we need. But we are down to the final wire now. If you've done your Torghast, you've done all the previous things, then you should be getting pretty... Am I about to die in my in-post commentary right now? Look at my health. See, this is only at the second difficulty, and I was... Oh my god, I'm going to die. I'm going to die in my in-post commentary right now. Oh my god. Oh!
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Okay. Well, moving swiftly on, let's round up the final things that we're going to need. Okay, we're going to talk about the final roundup of things we're going to need to do to get our legendaries. Learn your professions. Whatever you want to learn, it doesn't matter. If you want to get a friend to make the stuff for you, that's totally fine. Or if you want to make it yourself, that's cool. But make sure you learn your profession and get it to max. Make sure you're running Torghast, man. You got to run Torghast as soon as you hit 60. Get through them chapters, get to it, get all the soul ash you can, because that is the currency you need for the legendary. And of course, to wrap it up, you're going to need to acquire your memory. We talked about how you're going to get them. Dungeons, PvP vendors, whatever it might be. Look at what you need, go after it, get it. And the sort of final things that we need to talk about as well are the things on the side. I mean, of course, if you've got the materials and you've made your set, great. You got your piece of armor, you got your piece that you wanted. Well, you're also going to need these missives. I've gone for Missive of Haste and Missive of Versatility, just because I'm doing PvP at the moment, and that's sort of the stat that you need for PvP. Choose the missives that you want, get the stats that you want. Again, have a look on WoWWiki if you don't feel comfortable or you feel like you don't know which stat to go for. But get a good idea, get those two things, buy them off the auction house. I don't think they're that expensive. I think on my server they only went for like 1,000 gold or something like that. And guess what, baby? You've done it. And now you get to create your legendary. So there you go, everybody. Thanks very much for watching the video. It's I was a bit confused when all of this, when Shadowlands came out and with all this legendary business, I was a bit confused myself. So that's why I thought I'd make the video. So yeah, if you haven't already, why not hit subscribe? We really do appreciate it. And from Plus Array, that's peace out. Thanks, guys.